safe journey.
Oh, John must have been well enough in it. But you're going to so well finally arrived that it's been moments in the last week and I just stared at everything face to face.
Is there a place where you need to check about things, Anna? We've been on the road for days and those who not to is more than we.
Why, John, from the moment I knew you were coming, I've been preparing a room for you. Oh, not yours, but Mother's old room upstairs. And David, I thought it would be more fitting for them both after spending a wedding night under a stranger's roof. Now come away, Jean, come away, and I'll show you the way, and your servants will bring what you can.
Poor lass. I sometimes think it will go hard with her being married to me. It's not every day a woman's left to play host at her own wedding.
Was there much insurrection in Galway? We got your message saying you'd be delayed.
No, I'll never talk of it, I fear. Dundee had orders to muster the troops a week past Saturday, but did not see fit to pass them on to me until the very moment of our wedding. 3 days he had them, and I dare say we'll wait till another one. Still, orders from the crown being what they are, I had no choice but to obey, even though Jean and I had just been wed. I think she feared she'd be a widow before she'd have a time to make a wife. Now, 5 days and nights I went that damned countryside looking for rebels. No, not in all that time did I find a trace of one. I rather think the whole exercise was in the nature of being a test of my loyalty to the crown. Old Tamara Finns had never any fondness for me. Which brings me to another matter, Luke.
And what is that?
Well, I did not think I'd ever have to say this to you. I had thought, when all other men's faces turned against us, that you above all would have remained constant.
Well, I don't rightly know what to say to that. There has been a lot of talk.
Aye. And you give ear to idle tongue tail wagging before you've listened to me, is that it?
Put like that, it does sound like a pretty poor excuse.
I see I have made my peace with the king over this matter, and now must with you. My own brother, I had thought differently.
Her mother's politics may not affect us here as much as in the west of Scotland. But her uncle in Holland plots daily when I arrive, and Grahame of all people, to overthrow the king. Is it any wonder that I greet the news of your marriage to a dissenter with some surprise?
She's not my friend, David. She may be young, but had she been what they call right principled, she'd never have made choice of me. She is young, but she's like most of her sex. Once her mind's made up for something, you'll never change it. It's not in the power of love to alter my loyalty to the crown. She knows that. She would never try to change it. In time, perhaps, you'll come to see these things as I do. But if you can't, won't you at least accept her as my lady? It would mean so much to both of us.
I'll try. I'll try.
Aye, well, I'd better see to my men. And I brought 4 of them with me in the circumstances I thought it best. Have you room for me to billet them here, or will I send them on to Dundee?
Of course there's room for them here. Why should you think otherwise?
Ah, well, there. I was not rightly sure of the welcome I would receive for you.
Oh, come now, John. You know me better than that. I know myself better than that.
Aye.
Dave, let's have a name to this sentence. I like it better when we're friends.
It's a beautiful evening out there. It's the kind I always associate with you. I think she'll walk the dogs after supper. Why don't you come along?
I might just do that.
Here it is. I knew I didn't leave it behind. Oh, it's simply beautiful, Jean. Oh, I'm sorry I wasn't there to see it.
Well, John himself is having a pretty limited time, so what would you like yourself about that?
Does it belong to you?
Only the gem, I can see it.
Does it belong to your family?
Oh, I didn't mean especially.
sorry to hear that.
Oh, don't leave it. There's no need.
Did none of them support you, Jean?
Of course, some of them did. My grandfather did. I think because he was keen to do right by the forces of the law for once. My mother's brought so much trouble on him this last year or so, hard getting rebels in the house. It's quite broken his head off. I think he was glad to see a way out of it. And my brother was helpful because he's in similar straits himself. He wants to marry Hamilton's daughter, an Episcopalian like yourselves. But my mother has not reconciled herself to a match. Nor ever will. I do not think she wishes much to see me again.
Oh, how can she do that? Her own kith and kin.
Well, no. Doesn't that have something to do with the matter of my man and the king's coming in the west? The man who wants to bring his peace to their religious warring, or to destroy everything we believe in, depending on whichever side of the fence you happen to be standing on. Every conceivable crime they can think of they'll lay at his door. When all is said and all is done, what is he really? He's only a man doing what he's paid to do, like many another. Don't you think, see it so clearly?
I've upset you. I'm sorry.
I know, it's just that his weeks have been racing for me. Please don't say anything to John.
No, I won't.
First time I saw Joe, he came to my grandfather's house to talk some sense into him. I think he hopes that if he brings the landowners to heal the ordinary people he follow.
You must love my brother very much. I didn't realize that before.
Nothing to reproach.
Oh, it was wrong of us to behave as we did.
I see why women folk have wasted no time in getting acquainted.
Well, John, how long have you been standing there?
Oh, long enough.
Jean was just telling me about your work in the West. Where's David?
No, he's outside sleeping then.
Oh, he leaves the matter of supper for you and men to leave. They'll be waiting to the middle of next week to be fed. I'll better go seated myself. Now I'll see you again at supper, Jean.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you. You happy? Then I'm glad. How was Anna? Was she as I said?
Oh, it's sad, thank you, sir.
Good. I'm glad you found her, Karen. I didn't think she'd look old for her.
You may not be talking like that, else I'll be pitying myself next for marrying you. And that's one thing I never hope to do.
You're a brave lass. It'll be supper soon. Why don't you leave this and come outside with me? There's a path runs down by the river. It's beautiful at this time of year. I'll show it to you now. And in the morning, I'll take you up to dinner.
So soon. I thought you'd like to stay here for that.
I'm impatient to show you your new home. Have you no desire to see it? It's one of the grandest houses hereabouts. The city fathers have yet to forgive me for acquiring it.
Oh, well, I better see this wonderful place for myself. But for now, take me outside. I think it'd be nice to have a little peace.
For those of you who do not know it, or cannot guess from my apparel, the year is 1684. The place, Scotland. That little barren outpost, some of you think, is in the north of England. The times are hard, the weather not much better, and we, the Scottish nobility, are the same. In England, Charles II sits upon the throne. He sits, ladies and gentlemen, when he's not otherwise occupied with the little problem of procreation, fornication, as we call it here. How unfortunate it has proved for him that his wife has proved barren. Oh, it has given him plenty of excuse to look elsewhere. But despite all his Majesty's best efforts, all of which have proved legitimate, the problem Duke of York, the Lord High Commissioner of Scottish Affairs. A grand title. But up here we are seldom fooled by such things. We know that Charles has sent him up here because the royal subjects in London had enough of him. It was never thus, I'm afraid. The Duke is a Catholic. So is Charles, I've heard it said, but he has the common sense to keep quiet about it. York doesn't. In case you are also wondering, the lady on his right is his wife, Mary Beatrice, Catherine of Dundee. The other, Catherine Sibley, his mistress, and a Protestant. Complicated, isn't it? Well, just look upon him as a man who likes to keep everyone happy, including himself. And now, a little exercise in the affairs of state.
We do hereby declare that whosoever stretches forth their hand against us while we are maintaining our defence of our covenanted reformation by shedding our blood, be they bloody councillors, justiciary members, adjutants, captains, or generals, shall be reputed by us enemies of God and punished accordingly.
That will do. He thinks he reads it rather well. Does your grace, Dr.
Rather too well. Sit down, Hamilton.
Oh, but we'll give it a forsaken majesty offence.
Take it as soft as that. I'm to a certain degree of reading of it, but nothing to improve matters.
Somebody try to touch the flavour of the thing.
Quite. Where's the train?
The southwest, your grace, of Scotland, your grace.
The southwest. One should have guessed it. Why is it that when the rest of the inhabitants of Scotland sit idly by, minding their own business, that infernal place is like a powder keg?
If I might make so bold as to venture, your grace, it is something in the nature of the place. There are hiding places aplenty to be found in the hills.
Flattery Queensberry, with the knowledge of the matter I do not possess. Are you saying that a man's loyalty to the crown will be affected by his terrain? No, sir.
But even the most stringent policing that is being carried out under the behest of yourself and your most reverend brother has not settled the matter. In fact, it is met with all sorts of impossibilities, largely due to the nature of the place.
The rest of Scotland is loyal, your grace. I bet they are. Glad to see the Stuarts restored.
The rest of Scotland's memory is longer and therefore serves them better. The rest of Scotland remains occupational general command, and must go with truck with the military, or the branch of the cook which helped bring them here. A cowed dog seldom lifts his head to trouble his master again.
Pity then, West cannot well to obedience as your gracious sons.
That's a shame, Lord.
Yes, I'm sure that's how it must seem to you, sir. And the matter much like Barclay or myself, people living and working in my land in the West cannot be brought to order. But your grace must realise that the bulk of the people living and working in the West are good and loyal subjects. Why should one speak for all?
Perhaps, but nevertheless you will not dispute that there is a persistent minority who know no king, who adhere to no given law, who have refused to accept either myself or my most held and revered brother's name because we are by them uncovenanted, whose doctrine when they band themselves together is to slay and spare not, who deny it, and possible bridge battle fought for some other reason. You see, gentlemen, I am better acquainted with recent events than you think.
Of course not, your grace. I mean, of course, your grace is right. As is in all things. I merely wanted to point out how devoted and loyal the bulk of your servants there are in the West, and it is lamentable with you whose endeavour it is to lead them astray.
Indeed, I am fair that this lamentable view all came together before one of the so-called conventicles. They could choose an army against all the regular forces of Scotland put together, and all they like is leadership. As James Rennick, the author of this thing, may well provide just that. The situation, gentlemen, is like a monstrous carbuncle. What are you going to do about it?
We shall respond, of course. Surely your grace did not think the council will leave the matter as it is.
It is treasonable, so largely dealt with.
I should think that it should. I hardly need to remind you all that this monarchy is not popular abroad. There are many overseas plotting our overthrow. This man Rennick has just returned from Holland, but he's no doubt been keeping company with my worst enemies.
Well, let us hope that his grace does not feel that way with regard to ourselves. Well, to proceed, how do you wish to the council to deal with this matter?
No idea, gentlemen. That is the reason I sent for you. Any of you anything to say? Well, Melfort.
Only that in the first instance, the affected district be in a state of war.
How profound. I would have thought much of the nature of the thing you say. feelings. Sometimes I have moments when I wonder what would have happened if Charles had allowed the people the right to rustle as they pleased. As he did not, and I am not allowed to do so, we make the best of the situation.
The district is already policed. It would be a simple matter to send in reinforcements.
I've been told there are none available.
With respect, there are some.
I trust you're referring to those of the Vast Rock.
Nothing fancy.
The Vast Rock, eh? What have we got in there?
Mostly geese, sire.
Yes, they will do admirably. I shall have them removed. I'll thank you to keep the other matter out of this.
What is this about, gentlemen?
Oh, matter of counsel, sir. And of which you need not concern yourself.
I should have judged of that Queensberry well, Martha. What is this about?
I was referring to Claverhouse for sire, Camperdown House Dundee.
When I'm sure your grace will see fit to let them remain. Here's a man to override himself once too often, meddling private affairs that none of his concern.
I think if you're referring to the business of your brother's regiment.
I am.
Army regulations state as a commanding officer to me. The paper uniforms for the men and the government grant. It is highly unusual, breach of protocol, to do as Queensberry's brother did, and pay our soldiers by uniforms colours.
It is my brother's business how he chooses to pay for his men's uniforms. Nothing to do with Claverhouse. It is not his place to interfere. My brother believes I have certain standards for his men, and if that means I pay off some of them, well, so be it. He has the best conduct regiment in Scotland. I told him about so, and he grew somewhat angry. You will remember the matter well, so I acquainted with you at the time.
Did you do? I was sorry to note that Claverhouse did not restrain himself better.
He has been dealt with accordingly. His command has been partially dismantled, and his judiciary powers out of the Gouge of West removed. All that remains for you to do, sire, is to remove his name from the list of the Dundee councillors.
This is going far, gentlemen. The man has served us well in the past. Perhaps we would do well to remember him well if you should renew this declaration.
Man, you be daft, sir. Pardon. The man has claimed to take things from Queensberry's man. I know that he sees the evidence and it's discarded the evidence.
Seems to me to be the other way about.
I wonder what his majesty think of the bearer of a malicious rumour. I have to say that Tangier who was the soul. That Claverhouse is fixed his eye on the post of commander-in-chief. That's why he snapped at the court for Queensberry's brother.
I see.
No, relatively speaking, Claverhouse's record doesn't affect him, of course. But when all said and done, he is no but alert to the Lords. Alert to the Lords, secret command of the military forces of Scotland. He's just some idea of man's intolerable conceit. As a matter of course, that goes right over to someone from a family of long standing. His Majesty should not have too far to look when the time comes.
I see.
My brother, sire, the one Claverhouse so greatly relied on, make an ideal choice.
Well, we will consider all the time comes.
Excellent, sire.
To return to this matter, I like it not. Charles looks with favour upon Claverhouse and would not be pleased to hear of this. I wonder if an apology would be more than
Your grace would do well not to wonder. The man is a high crowd and correct with you very right. I'll let you from yourself suggesting such a course of action and making it cruel even my repent.
Really, gentlemen, I was not suggesting that I would have an apology. You do. It is strange to hear you speak like this. Last year, when he came to court to petition for Dundee Castle, no man was more your friend than he. You'd some desire to begin the dukedom at the time, had you not? He was very active in your behalf.
Your grace's memory serves him well.
Better than your own, perchance.
Much has changed since then.
Your own position was all
That remark serves a singularly bad taste. I shall overlook it having been said in front of his grace, and thank you is a better judge of men than you.
Gentlemen, both I pray you be silent.
Any honour that has come my way has returned.
Will you be silent?
I'm sorry, sire, but you know how it goes with me when I feel I'm being maligned.
Oh, indeed I do, having had somewhat long experience of it. Maybe, you see, I should like to conclude this business sometime before breakfast tomorrow. And also repudiation will be the best way of dealing with matters. Also best let loyalty lie. You gentlemen tell me the truth, there should be no need but to apply to the advice.
Very well, as your grace is.
In the matter of Claverhouse, I want to see resolved.
That might prove a little more difficult. Even though your grace can overlook the insult to me, about it. If York says we must mend this quarrel, mend it we must. I don't prefer my to do so. I put Melfort up to, probably wording my apology. You see to that. We don't want his feet to become even more entrenched into the royal camp than they are already. Especially without being condensed to any religion of yours. You see that?
See, the minute the money passed.
And you know that.
You said the spells.
Perhaps you should.
Oh, you are.
Of course. Now, the art of the Jacob. I suppose what you do to beg heed. One's very liberal. Prostrate oneself. Grovel and cringe a little. Yes, I think once you've done all this, I feel like my heart to be gracious. Back so soon? Did you see his grace? And what did he say?
His grace has been a bit of a house that he should apologise to you.
And what did he say to that?
His grace.
Claverhouse.
Well, he seemed to think that an apology to you would be another dearly hit back at the right thing.
We'll see about this.
I will be worried a bit, though. Your Royal High Commissionership for the Scottish figure.
Did you just see that?
Royal High Commissioner for Scottish figure.
But that cannot be, where that is York's own post.
So for much longer. I've just heard it said, we're only waiting for Charles to pass the flesh, and then York is king.
So that's all we're waiting for. King Charles's own death.
The king, my lord, is dead!
What's that, Lord
How very unfortunate for all of us. His Majesty most of all.
No, you mentioned the women.
How did this happen?
A stroke.
A stroke. Ah, well, it comes to us all. We are none of us immortal. How well one man's passing serve us to remind us of that.
It does. They say he died as he lived, the admiration of all men for his piety.
Pious? I've heard his behaviour good many a thing, but never bad. Isn't it amazing how a man can recover death when he never was over?
Death does grant us certain things.
You should be me.
Quite a good blood and full him. York, of course, will be his successor. Catholic king, but what is it?
His late majesty was also such. He died in his age.
Ah, well, he certainly never lived in it, that's for sure. No real any women, eh? Mind you, do say the Pope had given to that be himself, eh?
You are something of a friend of yours.
You flatter me,
I think you flatter yourself. Has York, I mean the king, said anything about who will succeed in this commission?
and not in my presence. I have heard nothing.
Then you're a liar. Because I have heard it. Why, man, it's common knowledge.
What have you heard?
A wee birdie told me could even be yourself. Me? It's flattery indeed, eh? You don't think of anything to say. Can't go your tongue. Eh? Never mind, you'll think of something when the time comes.
I'm sure will.
Best no dwell. The money is slipped twixt coming.
I must give this news to others.
Of course.
So a little bird told you, did it? Was it the same talking parrot that spoke my name in your ear? You had better instruct it to sing another tune.
What do you mean, man? I meant it a real joke. Melfort's still been licking the noble Duke's backside since he got off his horse in Edinburgh.
Must you always be so crude?
So the plain way of speaking affection, does it? You were real enough pleased with what I had to say earlier.
Well, we shall see if Google is founded in fact. What are you doing with these?
Delivering them, mostly, sir.
Who sent them?
King James, sir. Letter of recommendation.
Fine. Yes, I thought. An invitation. Command. To go to London. Obviously, the choice of commissioner falls upon me.
You got anything for me?
No, my lord.
Why, is it?
The king does not command us.
There you go. couldn't he command a paper boat to sail across his back? Unless, of course, like some, he never has any. You lot got with it. This fine figure of a man that one day will dominate Scottish affairs. You see if I done it.
Apologise to Queensberry. All will be well. Mark my words.
I just hope you're right. Anyway, since you informed me, I should certainly have something of contempt. I'd be grateful if you didn't mention it.
No, I won't, Jean, of course I won't.
That's a ridiculous place, but I'm glad to nurture it. It's all been done for you. You're getting lazy, John. Might as well suit you.
You two look positively guilty. What have you been talking about?
Why, John, the weather, of course. Now, what else would women get to speak about?
Why, plenty relating to your sound of it. Hey, where's Leeb? I've had Ashton yourself drinks in here after supper.
Punctual as ever. Timekeeping was never one of his strong points.
Oh, really? He's probably been in gone and taken our victuals with him. It's strange, you know, but since coming here, the man's developed a disposition for my wine cellar that at times passes all understanding. Well, he was not always thus. Do you think perhaps he finds us over difficult himself?
Well, I've often thought with Leeb that the good flogging wouldn't go amiss.
What? And have everyone believe that I deserve the name the saints who shepherded the gallery have given me? Besides, he's an old man. Why make sport of that?
Age, dear brother, has not diminished his wits. They were like that before. I'll grant you it hasn't improved them any.
She rather likes him, doesn't my love? Oh, here we are. We were just talking about you.
Aye, I can, Jack. And you've no damn right to. There's that gentleman. See who's
To see me? Who is it?
Maybe you didn't think to ask.
He comes here anyways. Well, let's ask him to come in.
Must be someone from the council, John, surely.
Yeah, I would presume so.
It would have helped if Leeb had known the name.
Oh, David, leave be. He's John's problem now. You should just be glad he's taken off our hands.
Oh, I am glad. I give thanks for it every night.
Good evening, sir. I hope you'll pardon this intrusion, but I have a pleasant counsel for you. William, come in. You know everyone, don't you? I do. Thank you. Oh, Alexis. No, I see it's from my affectionate friends and servants, Queensberry, Earth and Town.
What does it say?
In short, that it's a wise man who apologises to Queensberry. That I am to be married at Brigadier
I'd be glad to.
Well, I think a toast to my success would be in order, wouldn't you? Here, David. Sorry, here, William. You'll need this after your journey.
To you, John.
John.
Why, yes, of course, you'll find it all as I've said.
Well, when you're going away, you haven't told me that. Still, I dare say as a soldier's wife of someone, I should learn to expect.
I'm sorry, Jean.
What for? You can't be different from what you are already, and I'm happy for your leave. When do you think you'll leave?
William?
Oh, as soon as possible. We look forward to your return, sir.
I in the west, I presume. I hear the district's in disarray.
Tiny bit in the west, sir. Talk just now is of invasion. They say that our guard is set to mount a landing at John Grahame of Claverhouse. I'm sorry, I meant no offence.
And none taken, I'm sure. The doings of Jean's relatives do not affect us here. Will we be called into action?
I think it's more than likely.
I'm not so sure I decided that.
Oh, there's no more danger in it than the service I've already seen.
And there's been danger enough in that to worry. To worry it's all come to that.
You're a soldier's wife, Jean. You know I was not made to sit around here bandying courtesies with civic heads.
I don't think that's something the city fathers would ever charge you to.
Oh, you know what I mean.
Of course I do. These sort of fuss on my account, I've been fortunate in having John here for so long. Captain Livingstone, what must you think of us for not extending the courtesy of the house to you? After your long journey, you don't even need of some affection.
It's no trouble, my lady.
I'm sure you. And then if you will all forgive me, I think I should like to retire. John?
I've no objections, if that's what you wish.
Then I bid you all good night. You come along with me, Captain, and I will speak to you about things.
You've upset a big great fools with all your talk of war. Is that all you men ever think of?
In the present circumstances, it's a very valid topic of conversation, and one I'm sure Jean would not wish us to quarrel over.
No, of course you wouldn't. She respects you far too much for that. Although at moments like this, I really fail to see why.
I will not quarrel with you, Anna. Jean is a soldier's wife. She understands.
Understands?
Anna!
No doubt, John, you will use outbursts of this nature. You'd what will have accustomed you to them. And what I have to say means nothing to you anymore.
That's not true, Anna.
She is right. You are a soldier above all else. And I doubt someday will be the death of you. And that poor child whose life and soul you are will be left to mourn.
Surely it was. Perhaps we'd better hope that you have no gift of prophecy.
You know perfectly well, John Grahame, that I do not.
Then that's something for which we should all be grateful.
But that doesn't mean I don't know what's in your mind, Helen. You were thinking I'm only a woman, only your sister, with no right to meddle in your affairs.
No. I'm wondering why you're doing it.
Because you have a wife now, and you should be looking to keep charging about the countryside, looking for lost battles to win. Why can't you be at peace? If not for your sake, what about Jean? She loves you, John. And she's so young. She has a whole life in front of her. Don't spoil it for her.
And what makes you think I would do that?
In God's name, John, haven't we just been arguing about that for the last half hour?
Have we? I can't say I've noticed. Besides, you're no better than to argue with you. You always win.
There is a more obdurate and stubborn side to your nature than even I can determine.
Aye, as there is to most of us, no matter how we try to disguise it.
She has stood by you through all of this. Do you think King James would give a fig for you now if it wasn't that he needed your help?
Oh, remarkable. It's now scarcely an hour since the happy news of my reinstatement and promotion was. And in all that time you've done everything in your power to detract from it. It's quite a feat, my thanks to you.
I am pleased for you, John. Of course I am.
Now you have a strange way of showing it, and you don't mind me saying.
I would be glad if it weren't for your other responsibilities.
I need no reminder of those. I am Jean's husband after all, unless you presume to make a bet up.
I beg your pardon.
Well, you seem to think you can do the job better than me.
I told you not to meddle.
You are both making sport of me.
No. You are my guest. Why should I do that? What kind of post do you take me for? Oh, you've answered that, I know, with a little diet I do just with us. But still, you are my guest. I want you to feel free to keep the house and myself as you please. In fact, much as you have been doing.
I spoke only with regard to your wife. I'm sorry if it seems I'm meddling in your affairs.
Oh, that's something you wouldn't do well.
I've said I'm sorry. I've tried to explain my motives. Is there any need to prolong this? I'm tired too, and I think I'd like to go to my bed.
No need. No need at all. But perhaps before you go, you should hear mine.
Well,
First, you and Jean are right. I am a soldier before all else. It's what I was before I met you, and it's probably what I do best. Second, I have waited a long time for this news. Recently there have been times when I thought it would never come. Nothing ever would again. But I've not forgotten, Anna, and I don't intend to. This may be my last campaign. It may not. That will be for Jean and me to decide.
well, John. Why couldn't you say all that before?
You didn't ask. Besides, it would have spoiled our little tete-a-tete.
Oh, God. How infuriating you are.
Aye, as well as obdurate and stubborn.
I should have known better than to argue with you.
Perhaps. There are some things we never have.
I had quite forgotten how your wit likes to preside over these occasions.
I think perhaps we best make friends. Would make dangerous enemies, don't you agree?
Oh, I rather think you should, then we can all go to our beds and forget this damn nonsense.
I think for once, perhaps David's right.
Of course he's right, John. He has more sense than either of us. Very well. You win.
You give a poor impersonation of a lucha, Anna.
Do I? And it must come from years of practice at winning, that is.
certainly is. I'm glad they're not all like that.
Well, doubtful, John. Has she changed your mind?
I all my life I've pursued certain goals. I've tried to achieve certain things. Now that so much is within my grasp, she raises doubts, anxieties, thoughts on my own mortality. I never had those before. Strange, isn't it?
You never thought that maybe she would praise them?
You might be right. Aye, what is it now, Leeb?
It's just wondering.
That's a queer way you have a window in, Leeb. Keyholes and the like. It's not a hand that yours are careful. Oh, get it.
I wasn't meaning to overhear, sir. Who could you think of that?
Oh, quite easy. The one thing I'm sure this house does not have is secrets from you.
Surely you didn't think I wasn't a keyhole. It's a rook.
Aye. Generally speaking, I do.
Deeply hurt. I just didn't really can think that.
Perhaps it was something to do with the way you entered the room. Head first is not the usual manner, you want to say.
Oh, you've done it this time, Lee.
It's not for nothing that your master is known as a scourge of the hell.
David, yes, I'll deal with you.
I can assure you, sir, I was just trying to bring you the news to our very to know so that I can ask what's to be done with Captain Livingstone.
This is too much. What do you suppose we do with guests in this house? Hang them for the stable yard?
Wasting money's just outside the door.
Good God, what will he think of us? William! William, come in, man. Make yourself at home.
Didn't my lady leave instructions? She left the den, sir, but I wouldn't be her staying on her. She's just a lassie, doesn't it get her in another place?
I shall try not to be too soon. Could it be that you failed to hear them?
Aye. Is there men to my
No end, Leeb. No end. But let's not enumerate them now. I dare say there's none of us which is to be here all night. Go and prepare a bed for Captain Livingstone and the captives. And then go to your room. And Leeb, there are certain aspects of your work I shall wish to discuss with you. In the morning, shall we say?
Well, I think I'll away to my bed. I wish you all luck with Leeb in the morning.
I shall probably need it.
Good night.
William, man, you must be wondering what you're doing in the middle of all this. I sometimes do myself. Perhaps the best way to explain it would be to say nothing. At least you've had some refreshment and you're assured of a bed for the night. If you'll come with me, I'll show you the way. I think perhaps that might be best.
What was it that he told us? You may well ask, same as I did. In those days I was a soldier. Not such a good one as the man who just left. Though he was a far better man in that respect, and in one other. The love of his lady. So they say, all things come to those who wait. He was my commander and my friend. And she was a feeling that comes to a man once in a lifetime. Things are best forgotten. Anyway, the time was on, as you can see. Soon after receiving news that he'd been made a brigadier, Claverhouse rode to the west once again and into this encounter. Isabel Brown, ladies and gentlemen, soon to be the widow of John Brown, the Christian carrier history has christened him, was in his habit of carrying treasonable papers betwixt and between the Low Countries, a man of shining piety, instructor of the We won't ask you what. Unjustly murdered by the black-hearted Claverhouse as he went about his business. Well, some of us who were there saw it just a little differently. But me, I'm no historian, no writer of the world. I'll leave that to others.
That was quite a chase, young Ellis.
What of that? Man's entitled to go about his business as he sees fit.
Not when that business concerns His Majesty's officers of the law.
You see yourself.
Oh, I don't you see yourself differently, John Grahame. It's probably why you fled the first sight of us. A man going about his business honestly, without no need of doing that.
Who's to say my business is any less honest than yours?
History will be the judge of that. I'm not here to argue with you, John Grahame. Merely to question your loyalty.
To God? There's never been anything done.
Your loyalty to God is between you and Him. How you go about pursuing that loyalty is another matter altogether, particularly when it affects His Majesty King James and those of his subjects who choose to live peacefully. That is painfully obvious. John Grahame, I know you very well. Rumoured to have been in arms since Bothwell Bridge. Still, let's persist with this sugar, shall we? Give me the oath. I have always believed every man worth stealing.
You lie!
Return to your prayers, woman.
He is innocent, I tell you!
Then he has nothing to fear from me.
He has everything to fear from you. How can a devil like this say such things?
Perhaps because I am only a devil of your own making. Return to your prayers, woman, or tell me better. John Grahame, I am here on 2 grounds. First, to ask if you have any information about the recent raid at Newmills where prisoners of the king were released. Second, to ask if you have any intention of taking this. You know what it is. It will save your life and my time if you will agree to sign it.
The oath of affiliation.
Will you put your name to it and swear to live peaceably under the king?
You can perhaps use no money.
Consider carefully. You realize that what you're saying may be construed as treason. Before God and by the power invested in me by King James, I ask you once again, will you take this oath?
Take it, John, for God's sake, take it. Take it and be done with this.
An unlawful oath, sworn with an unlawful pen.
Sir! Where did you find it?
Downstairs there's a room, a cellar, full of arms and papers.
Yes, the papers.
Some sort of a room, most likely to have been used for conventions.
Aye, most like. Well, I rather think these make fools of us all. Do you deny knowledge? I could, of course, come to a young friend here and ask what he knows of these firearms and these papers. Let's return to you, Grahame. Is there anything you wish to say about these papers in your house?
Anything I have to keep in my maker.
You may find yourself talking to him sooner than you think. The contents of these papers are enough to hang a man 6 times over. Shall I read them to you? They're from Monmouth, then. Faintly ironic, is it not? That the man known as the Hammer of the Covenant was the man who led an army against the Bothwell Bridge should now seek you out as partners in this work.
He's got to realize that the cause is just.
He has come to realize that you have caused me serve his ends. Are you in his pay?
I'll make no risk of that.
No. These papers speak plain enough. And treason's what they say. Treason! When half the countryside's already in a state of war. By this oath, I have asked you to live peaceably. This is your answer.
But I don't see you going down with the king, no matter how you may be honest. A faithful old fought.
Aye. And it's what I am most afraid of. Captain, make up a fighting party of 6.
No, John, no, for pity's sake, you at the moment. Swear to them. Swear to them.
John Grahame, I have no choice but to impose this sentence upon you. You have been found in possession of firearms and treasonable documents. At a time salvation lay within his own power, not mine.
You can save him, still save him. It's all how.
But you might have prevented this.
How? He's determined his own end. Said it yourself.
But you must have known of the presence of these weapons and their purpose. Were you blind to their existence? You see, only your sex prevents me from dealing with you. There are others who will see matters differently.
Would not dare.
I would not dare, though there is no doubt in my mind you're every bit as guilty as he. Stay here with her.
No! I'm afraid.
Except perhaps become a matter. Very well. David, stay with the wood.
We think it is nothing to lose a man who has put himself above them all. But it is all the same to me. All the same.
You may go inside now if you wish.
And how will you answer what you have just done?
To men and officers. Your husband had broken the king's own law.
And God, what will you say to him?
The same. And give him every opportunity to repent his deeds.
Repent, and what would he know of that? That's not a way that any of us choose.
Then their lives are in your own hands. The times we're living in are not for fools. I could not have let him go. Should I break this? Oh, I have no stomach for this business any more than the rest of you. But we've more of it here. You! What's your name? A relation. Well? Bring him over here. Why, you're only a boy. How old are you? 50. Scarcely more than a lad and prepared to commit murder should the need arise. What do you know of these weapons? What they ever carried? You realise that if you lie to me, your fate will be the same as your uncle's.
I didn't know, sir. You just did. I saw him do it.
How did you manage that? Did you perhaps carry one of these?
I did, sir, but I did not use it.
How can you be so sure of that?
Because I don't know how to.
You're a bigger fool than I to be. For you're a boy sent on a man's errand.
I could tell you names of thoughts who I didn't. It will spare my life.
You confess to having involved yourself in something you ought not to have done. And you expect me to save your life.
I'll take yours. I'll do what you want.
So you've grasped that much.
Please, God, I'll do what you want. I'll only let you live.
Let you live. Let you live? You should have thought of that before. Before you involved yourself with your uncle and his murderous ways. By God, I wish I had been back here to answer for this. You realise that you will have to go to Edinburgh to stand trial.
I did not think so.
No, I can see that. You're only a boy. What would you be knowing of it? No, you'll have to go to Edinburgh. There's no more I can do for you, you know. Arrange your next stop, David. The sooner we're all in for here, the better. As for you, I will see what, if anything, can be done for you. You're young, and you are a fool. And often the two go hand in hand, but that's not to say you should hang for it.
Thank you, sir.
Don't thank me yet. Go, get it.
So there you have it. All of us caught up in a mess of the king's own making. Oh well, that's obviously something to fight about. Where there are no wars, it seems to like to create them. Later, the king was to allow religious freedom, but that didn't please anyone either. Claverhouse now So you see, John Grahame's words left a very deep impression on him after all. In his own way, of course. More of that in a second.